It's like number 4, Zeke Daniels, taking the first snap of this ball game.
And it is the sophomore from Franklin, Missouri. Daniels toss, left side, and it is Jackson with a head of steam, and Jackson gets 9. So,
and accuracy when he throws the football will be key.
So after a gain of 9, second and short, that's Rimsburg in motion. And it's Rimsburg who takes it. Easy first down for Air Force, and Rimsburg gets the near midfield.
Tough yards, expect them to run behind 66. Look at that line of scrimmage, Carter.
Tight. Daniels, keeper on the left side. Another big hole on the left side. Daniels walking the tightrope. He gets down to the 31. There in the middle. It is 1st and 10, opening Air Force possession. Zeke Daniels, the sophomore quarterback, gets the start in the first game of the year for Air Force. They were expected to play a 2-game season. They will have 6 Mountain West Conference games ahead. Most Mountain West Conference teams will play 8. Daniels toss. Jackson, and he is
fire, man. This is part of their Air Power Legacy series, and they look fantastic.
The so-called red tails, inspired by the painting on the side of those P-51 aircraft. So that's why red tails, and with Zeke Daniels at quarterback, it's Jackson who gets the handoff on 2nd and 8, pushing to near the 25. Kevin Brennan, Jarius Woolley. Ohio State was better on 3rd down last year. Daniels on 3rd and 10, that is incomplete. And it was intended for Patterson. Lost 364 days ago in Annapolis on the first Saturday in October. Daniels got the start. Toss. Rimsburg, maybe. Bottles it up and drops it. John Marshall leads the way for an important update. Let's check in with Jenny Dell. Saipaia, his first career start. Daniels, his first career start. Checks down, that is incomplete. Well, it tried to go to the check down. It was Brandon Lewis. And
Jeopardy, I wouldn't be surprised if this were a run.
Field goal. Stoner hit the deck on that one. Daniels, I doubt it had any impact on the play, but yeah, Stoner.
Football, if he can settle down and relax and hit some of those touch throws, he'll be all right.
Daniels handoff, fullback straight up the gut. That's Jackson. Stopped by
Air Force to keep testing the inside of that defense.
I think Jackson has a chance to be a dynamic player in the Air Force system, but he gets nothing here as Diego Fagot. That's one of the best plays of Diego. Making it 3rd and 3. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Air Force field goal opening drive. It's Jackson. And Jackson is driven back. He appears to be short. And it's Warren who leads the way. Back for Air Force.
I like the perimeter run game for Air Force. It worked early. They should get back to that.
Daniels toss. That is Jackson. Cuts it back across the 30. Gets across the 35. And Jackson moves the chains. Lawley makes the stop.
They needed to be, so defensive coordinator Brian Newberry challenged his guys, and they really rose to the occasion in the second half of that game a couple weeks ago.
Daniels keeps it on the right side. Hold quickly closes.
But makeable 3rd downs and putting a drive together here is critical.
On 2nd and 6, option keeper on the right side. Rimsburg throws a block. Springing Daniels inside the 30-yard line. Bachman finally forces him out.
That was some hitting going on down there.
So you're inside the 30-yard line. Field goal range now for Air Force, especially after the 48-yarder was good. Jackson, the ball carrier on 1st down. Timothy.
Use him off tackle on the perimeter, so that's something for us to keep an eye on.
He gets a break on 2nd down. Matthew Merla in at fullback. Daniels, 2nd and 6. Rimsburg gets it, takes it inside the 20-yard line. Rimsburg dropped by
option. That was a simple power play where you pull the backside guard and capture the perimeter off tackle.
Daniels on 1st and 10, another keeper. Hit from behind. It was Warren and Kenley.
And the game when these two match up.
Jackson back in the game for 2nd down. Jackson will get it straight up the gut inside the 5, powering across the goal line. Touchdown, Falcons! For 1st and goal from inside the 1. Daniels, keeper, push on the left side, and he is in. Touchdown, Air Force. Now the Falcons back on. Here in Annapolis, 6 total turnovers. Very uncharacteristic in this matchup. So Air Force snaps it from the 30. Straight ahead, Jackson rolling inside the 20-yard line, and the Falcons running with a...
Playing like Velcro, and that's what's allowing the backs to have so much room to run.
12-yard gain, takes them into the red zone again. Touchdown, last drive for Air Force. Jackson gets it on 1st and 10. Warren now that Air Force drives down 75 yards to get the takeaway, and now a short field for the Falcons. Now Zeke Daniels, 2nd and 8. Toss. Jackson again. Jackson met in the backfield, drop for a loss. Off the safety in the 3rd quarter at Tulane. And that remarkable Navy comeback in their last game. Now it's Daniels to throw on 3rd and 10. Over the middle, knocked away, incomplete. Bachman gets a hand. Flying high.
Up to Craig Thompson and the rest of the Mountain West staff for figuring out a way to get this done.
Zeke Daniels is going to hand off to Jackson straight ahead. Hey, important note here. 2 timeouts for Navy. Timeouts at this point with 4 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
And that's a great clarification, because that extra timeout for Navy could be critical if they can get a stop here.
That's exactly right. Daniels with a toss. Remsburg on the edge. And there is Remsburg, who was stopped.
Against this style of offense.
3:20 to go before halftime. Critical stretch here, especially for the mids. Daniels will hand off, and there's a 1st down across the 30. So Navy can't get the 3.
Only Nolan Laufenberg and Parker Ferguson, the left guard and tackle, return. These guys are balling so far.
Handoff, Remsburg pushing ahead to the 39-yard line.
Way that they're running the football inside.
You are kicking into the wind when you factor that in. But now here's Daniels, and nothing much doing as the Air Force placement kicker, taking over for Jake Conkey, who was perfect last year. 13-13, and now you've crossed the 50, and you're into Navy territory at the 45-yard line.
His ball completes a nice check down and once again moves the sticks.
First completion for Daniels, and now to throw again on 1st and 10. Sips it complete to the 31-yard line.
You have the opportunity to kick a field goal. You want to improve your situation here, though, but throwing the football, got to protect it.
Daniels completes again, and how about 2 timeouts to work with for Air Force. Daniels dropping again, heaving, end zone tipped, almost picked, almost caught for a touchdown. Michael.
Air Force a little aggressive and almost paid big.
Air Force has scored on their last 2 possessions. And now Daniels, time in the pocket. Daniels zips it complete. Forget about running. No, it's going to be incomplete. So McMorris.
Great opportunity for Brian Newberry's defense to rise to the challenge.
Jackson straight ahead. Jackson pounding and pushing to the 15-yard line. 19.
Quickly to be effective. So the focus now is to settle down on defense, guys.
So sure enough, and here's more of Timothy Jackson to get it started in the 2nd half across the 40. Timothy Jackson, who's carried the load.
That inside run game and forced Daniels to beat me with his arm.
19-yard gain on the first play. Why not go right back? Jackson spinning. Takes a huge pop from Brennan, but Jackson spins and gets another. Illinois takes over at the bandit safety position for Navy, and it has gone from bad to worse for the midshipmen at the beginning of this 2nd half. Daniels is going to keep it, shake his way for just a couple on 1st down, and it's Mitchell West taking over for Kevin Brennan, who makes that stop.
And this is what traditional running schemes, and they do it well.
That tells the story of the game. Yards per rush, Air Force dominating. A couple more here to get you to 3rd and down.
Field goal. It's not what you want, but it is a little bit of a silver lining that could be a win for this defense, bending but not breaking.
Daniels will hand off on 3rd and 6. It's Brad Roberts, the sophomore, who is shoved back. Warren leads the way, and so it'll be.
Up against Tulane really sparked it. Wants to go and be an intelligence officer in the Navy. They could sure use that here on this drive.
Receives his service assignment November 12. Credits his grandfather, Lynn Reed, who was retired Navy, from exactly what you're seeing on your screen. I mean, it's deflated right now for the mids. Daniels going to hand off. That is Caden Rimsberg, who takes it to the 39-yard line.
So Air Force needs to be careful and not get too conservative. They started this drive with a pass on first down. Those are the things you want to see, and Navy's got to be careful and play disciplined here, but they need to get a turnover or something to get some juice back.
Zeke Daniels, you can see they take it all the way down to 3 on the play clock, and then Daniels goes across the 50, rolling. Zeke Daniels is
your team, so even though Kevin Brennan's not out on the field, he can still play a critical role.
Roberts on 1st and 10. He's dropped. Nothing going there.
Nice. Breath. They won first down. They've got to put a couple good stops here back to back to get this ball back because they're quickly running out of time.
Air Force has scored on 4 straight possessions. Jackson pushing his way, loose football, and it looks like Air Force is back on top. In West and Straw, with Pearson at nose guard. And Air Force keeps rolling. 3rd and 5.
Stop the dive.
Instead the toss. Rimsberg on the edge, driven back. Marshall gets the big stop on Caden Rimsberg.
Not playing, I felt the opposite. I thought Air Force was at a significant disadvantage from not having.
That's Roberts shaking his way across the 40 to near the 45 as the umpire takes a tough tumble. And there's toughness on the Air Force, Navy, and our officiating crew without question. Now you saw Jackson walking off a moment ago, and this looks like the toss. And it is blown up. There's a loose football. Air Force hops back on top of it at the 25-yard line. And nearly a disastrous play.
The nod has obviously gone to Daniels, who's done a nice job of not making mistakes and handing the football off.
2nd and 22, and Roberts breaks it across the 50. That is Brad Roberts, the sophomore who takes over for the injured Timmons.
Tulane lost that game, and Navy took control of it because they were able to stop the run and win on 3rd downs. That has not taken place here in the 3rd quarter.
Zeke Daniels, fullback dive, why not? Roberts right up the middle, almost unopposed inside the 20-yard. Air Force now has 11 rushes of 10+. Navy has only 1. Daniels, Roberts, why not? Stopped this time by Tuatelli, the Will linebacker. The
field goals. Air Force would love to be able to employ some death by paper cut and score a touchdown on the ground here.
Merla is in at fullback. Daniels going to keep it. Daniels inside the 5. He's down at the 2. 1st and goal. First and goal. Daniels give. Touchdown. Falcons with another push into the end zone. It is Merla's last loss 364 days ago to Navy in Annapolis. Roberts and the Falcons are just mashing. That's another 1st down inside.
Looks like he's holding that right arm a little bit too.
Navy's 10-50 in rolling away from leaving Colorado Springs with another loss to the Falcons and leaving bruised and battered. It's going to be Roberts again inside the 10. Roberts inside the 5. 1st and goal, Air Force. Perkins finally makes the stop.
For Navy to find their way back into this game. How about Roberts? Almost 100 yards, probably going to get it here on this carry.
Jackson's out of the game for Air Force, so it's Roberts and Merlo who are carrying the way. And Roberts stood up on 1st and goal. On 2nd and goal, touchdown again, Air Force.
And these red tail uniforms getting it done for Air Force.
Warren Bryan is the new Air Force quarterback. Same result inside the 20. Bryan fighting his way to the ground with Michael McMorris. Warren Bryan takes the first. 2 years ago, no longer a cadet in good standing at the Air Force Academy. And that's why Air Force is breaking in. 2 new quarterbacks, but behind this offensive line, and Mike Deason's.
The red tails and their unis. Rounded and pounded.
Bo Gross is in at fullback behind Warren Bryan. And he'll take it on the left side, and Gross rolling inside the 1. He is down
New offensive line for Air Force that's still getting movement like this. A lot of backups in there for Navy as well. Good experience for these young players.
Gross pushing. He appears to have the first down. He's short of the goal line, but it will be first and goal.
It's been the physicality of their offensive line that's been the key.
First and goal, and it is Warren Bryan pushing his way in. Touchdown, Falcons. Bryan